Right, blessed day, beautiful people. Oh, and mingers too. My name is Ashe. Still reading from the bloody notes and script here, but I'm going to quit that in a bit. Still practicing. So this is my second video. Have a look at the first one where, yeah, just make a twat of myself really, but have a look here anyway. So apart from my insane 11/11 experiences, I wanted to get straight on to when stuff started getting really weird in 2020. It was that week when the government decided we all needed to wear masks and stand 6 feet apart back then. Okay, so don't need my readers because we're winging it now without the script, notes, whatever. Right, okay, that's quite a bright shiny light over there, so sunglasses with a peg. Okie dokie then. Right, let's go. So back in 2020, me and my dog Tess, we went camping by ourselves. There's Tess. Tess, can you see a Tess? There's a Tess. She's beautiful. Right, so we went to a campsite in Cornwall back in 2020. Just me and her. It was before the season started, so there was no bugger else there, so we were on the main site. And so we were just laying there in the sun one day. I was laying flat on my front, on the phone to the wifey at the time, and stopped the phone call. I'm just laying there in the sun, and Tess was doing something behind me, so I turned around like that, and there was this kind of strange noise I heard in my left ear. The way I describe it would be like if 1,000,000 robot crickets were all chirping War and Peace in Morse code all at the same time. It would have sounded a bit like that. So some kind of like massive electronic static babble of electronic crickets. So it was like, I'll say chirpy chirpy to describe it from now on. So so I finished my phone call, turned my head to look, see if Tess was around there. It was like this chirpy chirpy chirp. Oh. Well, that was a bit weird. I turned my head to get chirpy chirp. Oh, that is really weird. Okay, and then just carried on my day. So it got to a bit later on in the night, and I needed a pee. So the toilet was right at the other end of the campsite. So the campsite was surrounded by a Cornish wall with these spiky bushes growing all through it, all the way along. So I set off for my pee, and as I walked past this area that I chirpy chirped earlier, as I was walking alongside one, I got this chirpy chirpy chirp again. I looked round and it stopped. I looked back, chirpy chirp. Oh, that's really weird. So I took a few steps back, nothing. Step forward again. When I was in line with this same place, chirpy chirp. Step forward, nothing. Back, chirpy chirp. Forward, nothing. Turn my head. When my left ear was in line with this same area, chirpy chirp. That's screwed up. So anyway, I went off for my piss and came back again. And so I'm trying to work out where this area was that I'd just been with the chirpy chirping. So I stood there, I walk along and chirpy chirp. Right, okay, it's there. So I stand to face this wall with these bushes growing out of them. And so I'm turning my head there, turning, chirpy chirp. Alright, okay, nothing. Right, so it's there, it's coming from that bit there. So I walked over that bit and faced it dead on. So I'm facing this bit, turn my head full 90 degrees. By the time my ear is pointing at this bush in this wall, chirpy chirp. What the bloody hell is this bloody electronic chirpy chirping cricket noise? So I'll do a little bloody experiment here, try and work this out. So I went all the way into the middle of the field, walked over to the end, shut my eyes and walked across the field. At a certain point across the field I got this chirpy chirpy chirp. So I stopped, looked round, and there was this tree in the distance now, because I was right in the middle of the field, and yeah, there's a bloody tree chirping at me. What the hell's going on here? So these experiments continued along a similar nature for the rest of the night. So so I got up the next day quite eager to continue my experiments. I walked up to the wall and the bush, nothing bloody happened. I kept checking back regular during the day, nothing. Anyway, came to it getting dark, walked past the bush, chirpy chirp again. No, stop it. It was electronic robot crickets that I could hear, not real crickets, and there wasn't a million of them. I know what a million crickets sound like because I've lived in Bulgaria for a bit, and I know exactly what a million normal crickets sound like when they're having a chirp. And this is just how I'm describing it. It was robot crickets that do Morse code at high speeds as if they're reading War and Peace. Right, okay, totally different thing to a normal cricket. Okay, so there's quite a lot of those bloody big radar dish things in the area. So I thought, well, maybe I'm picking something up from this radar dish thing. So what I'll do is I'll walk around the wall to the other side and see what happens when I get to the other side of the wall with the bush. So I set off down. It's quite a long way out of the campsite along the wall, then onto the main road. I had to walk all across along the road at the side of the field to get into the field, which was quite a long way. But during that walk along the road there was another number of these bushes that were also cheeping, just 2 or 3 along like a mile or so. Well, this is incredibly strange. So I got into the field and I couldn't actually find the opposite side of the wall to where I was camping was. So so I just set off back again. So then later on it sprung to mind, what would happen if I reached in and grabbed the trunk of this bush? Would my head explode or something and millions of robot crickets burst out? I don't know, what the hell. So I tried that. So I'm facing this bush, quick check it's all going on, chirpy chirpy chirp, yeah, it's still going on. So I goes to reach into the trunk of this bush, and I'm almost grabbing it by the trunk, and the noise just stopped. I kind of had my head to the side, chirpy 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 chirp, almost reached the trunk, and the noise just bloody stopped. What's going on here? So, but what's going on here? And as I stepped out again, chirpy 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 chirp. Closer, nothing. Away, chirpy chirp chirp. So after a little bit of experiment backwards and forwards, I realised there was a single branch coming out from this bush above my head, and as I'd gone chirpy chirp, as I'd gone underneath this singular branch, the noise stopped, even though my left ear was still facing where the chirpy comes from. The minute I was underneath this branch of this same bush, it stopped chirping. So so God knows what that was. But from that time on, I've always had this tone in my left ear. No, not bloody titanitis or whatever it's called. It's not that. So I've had that ever since. I thought if it is some kind of universal download thing, then come on universe, bring it on, give me full blast, you know, just to the extent that I can still get to sleep on a night, but just give me all I can handle. And it did. It's been quite nuts. Sometimes in the quietness it's just been like screaming at me. So then the season started at the campsite, and I was moved off to a bit where I could stay a bit more permanently and not be interfering with guests with my permanently set up for a long time lifestyle there. And that's where some other weird stuff happened. But on the times when I did go revisit the bush after that, nothing, it had stopped. So yeah, my next weird experience is at the new section of the campsite, which is going to be video number 3. So back to the script and back to the reading glasses. Oh, I've lost the reading glasses. Okay, I've got my bright pink reading glasses. Not very classy. I didn't really want to be wearing these, but okay, I'll do this. Right. So, still not trying to flog you anything, but if anyone would like to help support me and Tess, get us a bit of food and stuff, because we're totally off grid, and although I'm working as a guardian for a campsite, it's only includes the accommodation. It doesn't get us any food. So yeah, any help. All my crypto addresses are in my bio. Maybe put them in the description if I can work out how to do that. Oh, and please do that share and like and subscribe thingy that people always say, and how it's meant to help, so hopefully it will. Yeah, and bliss to all that crossed my path today.